Welcome to another episode of the Convicted to Grow podcast. I'm your girl, Coach Tressa, motivational speaker, confidence, and business coach. My goal is to empower to elevate you, whether it's career, business, or overall well-being, and making sure that you are the best version of yourself. This podcast is designed not only to give you practical strategies, motivation, encouragement, but also to hear from other people from all different walks of life where they have gotten to where they are today to overcome adversity, growth, and all that good stuff. And so I'm very, very honored to have different guests on this show. If you are on listening to this do audio, please make sure you head over to the YouTube where you can see the visuals, and make sure you subscribe to the Convicted to Grow YouTube channel. New episode drops every single Friday. Now, let's go ahead and get started. My next guest, y'all, he is an educational leader. He's an author, husband, father, certified motivational speaker, mental health advocate. And what I love is one of the things on his website he said is he is passionate about helping people uplift their minds. Ready for this? Before they uplift their phones. I felt that in my spirit. So I'm going to get into it and asking what does that mean? But he has over 10 plus years of expertise and experience in the ability to make a positive impact on people's lives. And so I'm honored to be able to interview this brother, fam. And so without further ado, I welcome you, Lemar Wilson.
Thank you. So, I love that intro. I got goosebumps here. I didn't even know I was doing that much in the world. Thank you.
Hey, you're doing it. You're doing it. And so I honor you. I love to see dope brothers making a positive impact in the community. So keep doing your thing.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. So tell the people a little bit of your background, where you're from, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm originally from Astoria, Queens, New York. I grew up with my mom. Dad wasn't in the picture. My three brothers and sisters. We grew up in a household of, I always say I was born in the drug era, but I wasn't raised in the drug era. So I was a baby in the 80s. My brothers, they were in their teenagers, yeah. So to them, when this stuff was happening, it I wasn't able to go outside. They were. So our household turned from what I was told, it was just a normal middle class, household until my brothers selling drugs, you know, and my father ended up using drugs and overdosing. So growing up in the projects, that's all I seen. And as I got older, I realized the wrongs and rights. I seen what was happening with the drugs. I seen what happened if you selling the drugs or using the drugs. I seen what was happening with the schools. And so that gave me, the passion to say, okay, I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I just got to make the right decisions as I move along in life. And it was just hard. So, growing up in that household in a story, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy when you got three brothers in one room,
Wow.
And now they look at their little brother and see what I'm doing. It motivates them, it inspires them to want to do better. My sisters, I got an older sister, two little sisters. So to them, they see, oh, wow, my brother's actually doing something. It's not the normal, another black kid selling drugs, another black kid wants to be a rapper, another black kid wants to play sports. He actually doing something outside of the norm. And that's surprising to them, and I wish my mom was here to physically see it, but she sees it from heaven, that, her baby boy is actually taking the information that she given me and saying, you're better than this. Don't think this apartment, this environment that, you were born in is your final destination. So I'm truly blessed to be here and have this conversation with you and be able to share my story, share my ups and downs because I'm not perfect.
Right. Wow. Wow. You said a story of New York, as I don't know about New York.
Yeah.
That near like Brooklyn, only
No,
part of
that
New York I know was Brooklyn, Bronx, and Queens and Manhattan.
yeah, Queens. Yeah, it's Queens, New York, in Astoria. It's not that far from Manhattan.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So when Nas lived in Queensbridge, we're 15 minutes away from where he lived. So my brothers would hang out with, Nas and Mob Deep rappers. For anybody that's out there that knows hip hop and all that. But again, I was the baby. People told me these stories as I got older. So when I mentioned, I was born in the drug era, but I wasn't raised in it, it's because by the time I was able to go outside, the foundation was already laid with drugs and everything. So my brothers, I just watched my brothers run in the house, run out, go into jail, come out, you know, all these things. And I just watched and I just I had to just make a decision. I can either sell drugs or I can use it. Or I could just say,
Mm,
I would just go this route where this route's not going to put me in jail. It's not going to put me in the ground. I just got to make a decision. I got to make the right decision, not the temporary decision. I always say this to people: don't make don't make a temporary decision just because you see something that look like that's what I want. You know,
right.
people would say, "Oh, well, I'm on my chapter 1. Look at that person; they're on their chapter 26." But then let's just look at it a little deeper. You think they on chapter 26, but you don't realize they just got to chapter 2. They at
Mm,
chapter 2. You assume they at 26 because you see the car, see the vacations, you see they always got something going good for their life. And that
right.
and God bless them. But your time is coming. Your
Mm,
time is coming. Watch the drug dealers with the cars, the girls and stuff. And it's just like, that's oh, I want that. But they don't tell you the side B. That comes with jail. That comes with enemies. That comes with death.
mhm.
Everybody focus on the side A. Pay attention to side B. I ain't trying to give my age, but I was born when they had cassette tapes.
Listen, I'm a 70s baby, so I definitely can relate.
Exactly.
I don't know if you remember, I grew up with an era where the flag just came on at midnight. The TV shut
Uh-huh.
off.
Yep. 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 I remember that. I remember that. Yep.
So yeah, we there.
Yep.
What I like what you said was, and I want to just something you really said that was so profound about people looking at somebody else's chapter. I actually put this in content, I think maybe a week ago, and I said, stop comparing your chapter 5 to somebody's chapter 10, because you don't know the blood, the sweat, the tears, what it took for them to get there, the behind the scene prayers, the late night talks with God. You don't know what they've endured. And so when you comparing yourself because you see them doing everything, you don't know. And one thing you said, your time is coming.
Yep.
Your time is coming. I
Exactly.
think you need to put that in a book, Lamar. Listen, your time is
Exactly. Exactly. And that's I always say. I said it. If your neighbor just got blessed, and you like, well, God, what about me? God, don't say what about me. Put it change the narrative. Oh, if God's in the neighborhood, because he just blessed my neighbor. Let's go there. He just blessed my neighbor. So
right.
that means he's in the neighborhood. All I gotta do is be patient. I didn't get where I was at by not just I was just like, I want it now, God. And God said, you're not ready. You're not mature enough for me to put you in front of a student, in front of a class that feels like I don't got nothing to live for.
Right.
So I can't just put you there. I gotta design you to be there. So yeah, definitely don't stop. No comparing. No comparing. We're going that's for 2024. We're not comparing.
Yes, listen, y'all. I've told y'all before this podcast. Make sure when you ever listen to these episodes, you have a convicted to grow notebook, because you're gonna always hear some amazing gems coming from the guests that come on here. And so make sure you write down these 2 nuggets he already gave y'all. No comparing, and your time is coming. Yes. Okay. Come on, Speaker Lemar. Um, so let's go ahead and get into the meat of it. So tell the viewers, the listeners, share an experience or story on your growth journey to where you are today, like your growth moment or your convicted to grow moment, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I want to say back in 2013, my wife and I were having our second child. We just bought our first house. We moved her in-laws in, and they left. They left us with the house and the bills, and financially, that's putting a stress on us. That us not being able to enjoy the house, and we separated for 3 years, and when we got back together, you know, it shifted the way I thought about things, the way I act on situations, the way I started to appreciate my marriage a lot more because when my wife left, those three, she took everything. She left me with an airbed and some ice trays. She packed the kids up and I'm
Mm,
out. I can't do this with you no more because you don't want to do this with me. So
mm,
when she left, those 3 years, I was convinced I could do it on my own. I was convinced that I don't need her. I'll be a weekend dad. I'll pay my child support. I'm okay with that, right? And the means in that time frame, I'm on social media trying to keep up with the Joneses. But financially, I can't. I can't. I'm over on social media showing that I got this and I got that, and I don't. I'm lying. And God's like, I kept hearing him say, "You gonna let me help you?" Nope, I got this. You gonna let me help you? And I'm losing. The water bill is at its max. The electric bill is at its max. I was literally living in a box where it got to a point where there was no hot water. There was no. I was cooking on a skillet pan because I didn't have money for cooking gas. And God kept saying, "Are you gonna let me help you?" And I'm like, "I got this." And one day I came home. It was a snowstorm. The top floor. I lived in a mother daughter house in New York, just upstairs, downstairs. The pipes froze.
oh wow.
When I finally had heat, when I turned the heat on, the second floor room caved in. So I had a hole in the floor in my house. And so, and again, God's like, "Are you gonna let me help?" Nope, I got this. Okay. My birthday comes 3 days, but now things are starting to look better for me, and because I'm like, let me get away from social media a little, and okay, my my only my only Uncle Robert, passed away 3 days after my birthday, and I went to PA to sit with my sister because I lost my mom to aneurysm. I'm like, I'm like, yo, I lost my brother to a heart attack. Now I lose my uncle. And so to me, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Again, God's saying, "Are you gonna let me in?" Nope. I go to PA, having conversations. My brother comes all the way from New York here. Says, "Listen, I don't know what's going on in your life, but God's telling me that you need to pray." And I'm like, okay. I got on my knees and I prayed. I prayed a way that I as God was literally about to take my life at that moment. And I was praying for him to forgive me. And God told me, "Are you gonna let me in?" I said, "Fine, go ahead, do whatever you want. Go. This is yours, because I can't get it right. I'm losing my marriage, I'm losing my kids, I lost my job, I'm losing my house, I lost my family. Whatever's left of me, you can have it. I don't care at this point." And God told me, "I need you to delete, not deactivate." A lot of people get it twisted. Delete social media. And I was like, "Oh, I'm a deactivate." No, 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 no. Delete social media. And let me tell you how God, oh my God,
Mm.
God told me. Once I went on Google, I actually deleted everyone. So I wasn't on Instagram, Facebook, I wasn't. God said, I'm like, all right, now what? God was like, just wait. 3 days later in Pennsylvania, I get a call from my wife. And she says, hey, I want to move down to Florida. I'm like, okay, well, how are we going to make this work? Am I going to get the kids in the summer? How this is going to work? And she's like, well, I was thinking that, we could try to do this together. Excuse me? Yeah, we could try to work this out. You know, we've been communicating better for the past couple months. And, I think this would be a better start for us. So we don't have to sign these divorce papers. Okay. The next day, I started applying for jobs. I get a call. Hey, we love your resume. Love for you to come down here. Yeah, okay. Hey, what's the address? Hey, it's Tampa, Florida. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up. Yeah, God, you moving too fast. All of a sudden, I called my wife. She said, no, take the job.
Wow.
They flew me. This is what God do. When
Come
you let
on.
him come in, he says, I'm going to take you to Florida. So you already got the job. Sign the paperwork. Come back to Florida. They said, hey, we need you. It's Thursday. We need you to start on Monday. Is it possible? I said, come on, God. I can't do that. I don't have a flight. Money's tight. Son, pack everything up in that red truck you got. Let's go to Florida. And he got me down to Florida that Monday. I started that Tuesday. I slept in her friend's house. She just bought a house. She hadn't even moved her stuff in the house. God put me in the house for 2 weeks. Her friend said, hey, he can't stay here no more because, my children, she just had newborns, are coming into the house. God, I said, God, what I'm supposed to do? Sleep in the car? God said, I'm not done yet. I've been applying for apartments. God got us the house. The next day, said, you got the money? Go put it down. God got me a house. Months later, God brought my family down here. Because I let him in. I let him in.
Mm.
And when I and when I see everything that he kept doing, he just kept blessing, blessing, blessing. And I'm like, God, what is it that you want from me? God said, I want you to pass the baton. I want you to take your testimony and I want you to share it with the world. I want you to share it with students. I want you to share it with adults. I want you to share it with the world. Give everybody the testimony because what I put you through was not for you to keep for yourself.
Mm.
It's not to brag. It's for you to grow because there's someone out there right now, their marriage is failing and they don't know what to do. They don't think it's good enough to go pay for a marriage coach. It's not good enough to go get some marriage classes. It's not somebody out there right now they don't got their GED. They don't got their high school diploma. They just, I got a job. And they hear your testimonies and they hear the stuff that you've been through. And they haven't let me help them. But you and everything that I had to keep hurting you because I had to keep shifting you to me. And as much as you're a knucklehead, and I had to, and I always ask, I said, well, there's a reason why God took my uncle. There's a reason why my marriage is the way, because if it was still this way, God wouldn't put me, come on, God. God wouldn't put me where I'm at today. Because God is not trying to break us. He told me he's not trying to break us. He's trying to redesign us, put us in a better position. We have to make those changes. And so when I got my break is when God told me, now I got you to the point where I need you to give it back. And from that point, I started doing little text messages to my friends. Hey, have a great day, or stay fly. And it's like, first love yourself. That was my first thing. It was stay fly. First love yourself. And every morning I was doing that. Then I got scared. I was scared. I was like, I'm gonna do a video. And I did it. I did it, and it was just a black screen. You could just hear my voice, and then I started doing. I started doing little videos, and then I was like, well, maybe I don't have the right phone. I kept telling myself, God said, you are ready. If I brought you to it, I already prepared you for it. Son,
Ooh,
stop making excuses.
I gotta write that
If
down.
I brought you to it, I already prepared you for it. So, so when I tell you, son, stop making excuses, I don't want to hear it. And so that point, I got in front of the camera and I said, hey, what's going on, world? And God said, oh, it's game time.
Listen, Lamar. I'm so glad you was obedient. And I always say obedience births favor. Like, wow. And I know that's just a snippet of your life, but
Hmm.
hear that. And I felt I could feel it on you. I know you are anointed and appointed. I can feel it, right? And I'm an energy person. I admire you when you said he told me to delete, not deactivate, right? Because maybe you was distracted. And see, sometimes, yeah, I know people say, oh, well, God give you free will, free will, free will. But at the end of the day, it's according to his plans, right? Jeremiah 29:11 was one of my favorite verses.
Hmm.
And the fact of the matter, he had to shift and pivot you in a new direction. Sometimes, and I've said this before, your purpose, your calling is much bigger than your zip code. What
There
he
you go.
had for you wasn't right there in PA or New York. God said, I had to shift and pivot you to where you are now into this new direction. It wasn't no coincidence that your wife called, said, let's go to Florida. You get a job in Florida. Like it was the alignment. You're in the season you're in, when you go into your next season, your next chapter. A lot of times your next assignment is in your alignment.
There you
And
go.
he knew that you couldn't be doing what you were doing right there. He needed to get you guys back together. See, you wanted to be stubborn, that pride. You know how we do. I like talking to him. And I'm so glad that you guys said, even with her, because she probably was, as women, you're like, shh. So look, God was working on through her to you too as well. And so
Exactly.
I love the fact that y'all made it work to get to where you are right now. And just hearing that, because a lot of people will say, the hell with it. Whatever. Let her do her thing. Let him do his thing, and bam, and be done with
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep. And that's not the case. And I always had one. I always say I always had 1% of faith. And God showed me now that I'm talking about it now. I said that 1% faith I have was bigger than the 99 I didn't have. Like that one. So if you have 1%, in the back end, well, it may work. It may, or maybe. I was like, focus on that. Focus on that. You focus too much on the 99, and you like, well, 99 of course is bigger than one, and the guy's like, you don't get it. That one, that's where I'm at. I'm not in the 99. I don't need 99 people with me.
Mm. Look, you had that mustard seed. See the faith.
Exactly.
Where you are. And when you say you're an educational leader, mental health advocate, like, kind of expand a little bit on that, like what got you in both spaces,
Yeah,
if you can.
yeah. Educational leader is something that someone actually just they just saw me and they just gravitated to me. They called me a social butterfly, and it was like, as I hear you talk to the students, you spend time with them, you direct them, you give them a program to, hey, you don't gotta follow this, but just take this a bit. He said, you're a leader. You're a leader. You like to lead, no matter, even if you keep saying you don't, you like to lead. And the direction you want, you tell them that, hey, look, it's gonna look like this. You're giving them the education that they need. In order to get this grade, you gotta go here. You gotta, you wanna put yourself in this position, you gotta go here. You wanna lose weight, your weight's here, you gotta. And when I realized that it's transformation, is being a servant leader, a transformation leader, a communication leader, an empathy leader. And that got me into I'm more than just a motivational speaker. When I walk into these schools, I'm walking into these schools not just to teach not to empower the students or teach the students. I'm doing the same for the teachers, the staff, the janitor, the parents. Because when they leave the school, the parents got to be on board too. So I tell when I reach out to the students, the schools, I'm telling the schools, if any parents want to come to this event, I want you there.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because we got to all be on the same accord. You know, you're a single parent and you're trying to do this and maintain a job and maintain health and maintain your mental health. It's come on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We got to line ourselves better. And so we have a direction. And parents that do come and they take the time and they see, look, this man, he dropped out of high school. He only needed 4 credits. I only needed 4 credits to get my high school diploma. But because I wanted to be a knucklehead, I wanted to chase the girls, I wanted to go hang outside, I didn't do that. And you know when I got myself together? Is when I went and got my GED because I lied on a resume saying, oh, I got my high school diploma. And the lady said, well, we need your transcript because of your age. And they turned around, I couldn't provide that.
Oh.
Her sister called me and said, she gave me an address, meet me here at 8:00. If you're not here, don't call this number. I don't want to hear no excuses. Hung up the phone. I went there thinking it was another job. Come to find out it was a school to sign up for your GED while you get your associates. So I went from being an F student, a C, D, F student, wherever it is, to being a B student and get from my GED to my associates. I got my associates in a year and a half. So I'm like, okay, I'm not stupid. I just want to play around. Okay, I get it. When I was getting my degree, the lady was there and she said, hey, here's a business card. Call this guy tomorrow. And it said Berkeley College. I said, I'm done with school. No. But son told me just call. And I went and got my business management degree, my bachelor's in business management.
Wow.
So I said, okay. So I know I'm not stupid. It goes back to what I said earlier. I'm just not making the right decisions. We got choices, but am I making the right decisions for my life?
Right.
My mom can't do it for me. My dad can't do it. I gotta make the right decisions. What I do, oh, okay, God's telling me to tell you something. What you do today will factor tomorrow. What you do today will factor tomorrow. And that's how I've been living my life. What I tell my kids is gonna factor them tomorrow. My wife, students, corporate, what is being done right now, right? You're listening to this, you are thinking about your life. And it's not too late. You're not too old. Don't get it twisted. Don't let society tell you this is what is supposed to be in your life. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Your current situation is not your final situation. You can change it. Not doing that is a choice. So do something with your life.
Woof. Listen, y'all. Man, oh my God, you're speaking facts now. So you pretty much answered that question because I was going to ask you what made you be so impacted to want to help the kids. You know, I know, like for me, I speak more to the adult side, you know, corporate and leaders, but I see now because I guess at that moment you're like, listen, was 4 credits away from getting a diploma. But like you said, wanted to be a knucklehead. And
yep.
Listen, I get it. And you know, looking back on it now, that was a plan.
Yeah.
That was a plan. And there are people, what would you say to someone who can listen to your story? And I'm like, well, Lemar, as he said and done, you know, but you don't know my story. And I take 5 steps forward, but I get knocked 10 steps back. I take 6 steps forward, I get knocked 20 steps back. Like I can't catch a break. You just got lucky, Lemar. What would you tell that person that can listen to your story and still be inspired, but they still don't feel like they in their winning season.
And, and that's how I felt. I felt like that for years. And that's where the mental health came into, where I'm like, I take a step in my marriage. Something go wrong, 10 steps back. I take a step in my parenting, 20 steps back. I take a step in my career, 100 steps back. And I'm like, come on, I'm doing everything right. I want to be a better person. I want to eat healthy. I want to stop smoking. I want to stop drinking. I want to stop doing drugs. I want to stop. But every time I start something, I gotta stop. I gotta go help this person. I gotta stop. I gotta do this. And you know what God told me? Son, learn to adjust. I will never allow you to adjust without me being involved in it. Because I stopped you is because you thought you had it and you don't. So when I take the steps back and I'm like, oh, come on. I thought I was ready. I'm trying to do this. And I'm like, hold up. God, what are you trying to tell me? I thought that was the right decision. I changed my mind. We're going to go that way. You just told me we're going this way. I know what I tell you. Don't question me. We're going this way now. Just like the GPS. GPS will tell you we're going this way, 43 miles. And then the GPS will say, we found the better route for you that will save you come on, God. It will save you 7 more minutes this way. And God's doing that with us. But I'm a knucklehead. I'm come on, God. You just told me this way. This way, I got my mindset. It looks comfortable. I got it. Let's go. God's like, I changed my mind. Let's go this way. Okay. And so now, when you feel like, oh, I took a step back, and now I got to start back over. You're not starting back over. You done learned those steps. Those steps are easy.
Right.
Now, God is saying, wait, I found something better for you.
Right.
I done found something better for you. It's a better route because there's some people on that route I was taking you on. I didn't know. They had that type of, when you get to that place I want you, the type of heart they may have. And I'm trying to protect you. So I'd rather you not go that route. I'd rather you go this route and you're going to be better off because the right people, the value people is going to put you in a position where you're going to go, they could take you to the next level. I need to get you there. The old you can't go there.
Come on.
So I gotta leave you over there. So when you feel like I'm taking back, no, I'm not taking you back. I'm literally redesigning you because there's people that's gonna value you. They're gonna congratulate you. They're not gonna tolerate you over there. So right now you sitting there, you saying, "Oh, I'm back where I started." You're not back where you started. You got experience now.
Yeah.
You got experience. Don't get it twisted. Like everything you do, you ain't doing it. God's doing it. So when you step back and you tell yourself, "Yo, Coach T, I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that, and it's not working." It's working. The results you want to see is because you already seen it. God's like, can I be the vision board? The craziest thing is that God told me, I don't want you to put somebody else's vision board on your board. I'm gonna stay there.
Oh.
I don't want your vision board with someone else's picture. You want to go to Japan, you want to go to France, and you got pictures of people in France.
Come on.
And God's saying, why can't your picture be on the vision board? Well, what are you doing? I don't need you to put pictures on the vision board. I need you to write down what you want in your vision board.
Yes.
I need you to look at it every day. So when you feel like, yo, Coach T, I went 3 steps back, 5 steps back, God's like, go back to the vision board. Go back to the vision board and remind yourself, okay, I'm back, but I'm not done.
Right.
I'm not done.
Oh my God. You are really confirming some things like the important when you saying everything I was about to insert myself. I was about to jump in with the double. I was going to go in. But it's so important for the listeners out there to understand, like, this is why it's important to have a vision board. Like the Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, write it down, be specific what you really want, down to even the credit score. Like,
Yep.
you got a money goal, you got a career goal, you got a relationship goal. Like, y'all, I have a vision board as we speak right now
Me too.
downstairs. And I constantly look at it to serve me as a reminder of my why. Why am I going the way I go and why I do the way I do? Because in this season, I'm not just putting in the hard work, I'm putting in the heart work. I want to make sure that everything that I move, it is purpose driven, it is God led. Because why? I am in my rebuilding season. And I know there's a lot of people sometimes. I just posted yesterday. I said, your passion plus God's purpose equals prosperity. Sometimes we go into these adventures of, oh, I want to get rich and I want to get paid. I want to get noticed. I want to get seen and things like that. You doing it for the wrong reasons. But when you line your passion with God's purpose, that prosperity will come. He's going to make room for your gifts and he's going to give you the ability to produce wealth. That good measure pressed down, shaken together, run it over will be poured back into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back unto you. So I know that the vision board is such a necessary thing to have when you in your growth season. Matter of fact, it regardless what season you in, because when you have it all up here and life be lifing and distractions coming away, you lose sight. Okay, you lose sight of what you were supposed to be going after because you got distractions, you got people in your ear. And what I like what you said was, the people try to still move with the old mindset and the old way, the old environment. Sometimes you will outgrow your circle. Okay, let me say that again. Because why? When you are in the next level trying to go to your next season, a lot of people can't go with you. They can't go with you. They can't go with you and they can't grow with you. I always say stay in your lane and focus on you and mind the business that pays you. Okay.
Exactly.
You want to bring people along, tag alongs. And when you start growing and realizing you outgrowing your circle, that happy hour circle ain't your crew. That boys back in the hood sitting on the porch every day ain't your crew. That gossip circle, that girl, what's the tea, ain't your crew.
Yep.
Get into rooms around other like-minded people that genuinely want to see you win, that genuinely want to see you grow. Like I'm in a next level speakers community, and I know we have mutual friends from that. And shout out to the next level speakers community, because that is one of the communities besides the next level speakers community, UOU community, Nikki's deeper than the brand community. There are actual communities out there that genuinely want to see people win and grow. And you ain't gonna be able to get that from your cousin and them, your sister girl circling them, unless they're helping you level up, make money moves, boss up. Let's pray together, let's grow together. Baby, listen, snip, cut them off. Where's my scissors? I usually have my scissors around here, but you gave look, I had a little moment, Lemar. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good. I love it. I love it.
That's why
I love it.
Let me get. I'm ready to jump in.
Yeah, I love it. Yup. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh, man! Like I hear it, and God has brought you here, and He's still keeping you, and He's keeping you covered, man. You have it. That it.
Thank you. Thank you.
From the kids.
Thank you.
Do you ever talk to like the men, the brotherhood?
Yeah, I definitely talk to brother, single fathers, young men, older men, even men that's. Oh, I jump on a men's call every morning from 6 in the morning to 9 every morning. I talk to men all around the world, and when I say world, it's people I never met. So I always say that, if I never met you, you're around the world somewhere. I can't get to you, and I talk to them, and I share my story. I share my mindset of as being a father, a husband, a brother, uncle, a son. What goes through my mind, what goes through my life, and the importance of mental health, the importance of having that time to yourself, and not feeling bad as a man to say, you know what, I could take 15 minutes out my day, turn my phone off, put it on silent, however you want to do it, and just sit. Sometimes just sit there and you like, just think about life. Think about, don't think about bills. Don't think about what the kids gonna eat. Don't think about your jobs. Don't think just sit.
Right.
Just sit and talk to God. God, thank you. Thank you for letting me wake up this morning. Thank you for putting your hand on my shoulder. and God on my feet. Thank you for everything you did for me, everything you doing for me, and everything you got planned for me. That's my 15 minutes. So if y'all need help on, man, if you trying to, well, I don't know what my 15 minutes would look like. That's your 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Just thanking God.
Yeah. Gratitude. Gratitude. I mean, wow. When did you, so I know you're a speaker, when did you realize, like, oh, I know you've been having your talks with God, and you've been being obedient, being led, but when did you say, okay, I'm gonna take this thing serious? Like, I mean, you actually had, let me put it up here on the thing. If
Yeah.
anybody's looking to book him, um, but when did you say, okay, I'm not just speaking, giving a testimony. This is a business. Like, I'm actually I am the brand.
Yeah. Yeah. I want, honestly, I think social media did that. I think the just people like, hey man, you sending me text messages. Is it okay if you send it to this person? And can you send it to my wife? Hey, I got kids. Can you say? And it's like, okay. And I'm like, oh, I'm seeing that, and then started doing the videos, and then people reaching out, and then it's like, yo man, are you a motivational speaker? I just like spreading good energy, and they're like, nah, man, you gotta do videos, and I'm like, yeah, you right, I should do videos, and it was God saying, son, I'm just let me lead you, and then it came to where it's like, okay, now people are like, hey, how can I get in contact with you? And if I could get in contact with you, would you mind coming to speak to a youth group? Would you come? Would you like to come and speak to? We have a STEAM program at this school, and it's like, okay, and that led me to like, okay, now I'm speaking. Now I'm like, okay, my 9 to 5. I love what I do. I love sales. I love making people happy. I love connecting with people. That's me. God's like, but son, I need you to do the work outside of work. I'm gonna
Mm.
say that again. I'm gonna say that again.
Come
Son,
on.
I'm gonna need you to do the work outside of work. Because the problem is, God's talking right now. We do the work and we get home and we don't want to work no more. We want to hit the couch. We want to call it a day because you done gave the job, you done gave the school all your energy. And God said, when is it my time to put your life on pause? I don't put your life on pause. So why are you putting my gift I gave you? I gave you the gift and you putting that on pause. So when are you going to activate it? And that's when I said, okay, I got it. God said, you're going to start speaking every day. You're going to put a video out. You're going to text people. You're going to do it. You're going to create a community. I'm like, okay, cool. God said, you're not going to stop there. Okay, what's next? You're going to write a book. I don't like school and I don't like reading, God. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm telling you, yeah, God, about that book thing, God's like, stop talking. You talk too much. I don't like when you talk. I said, okay. And every night I just started writing. So anybody out there that's been thinking about writing a book, I just took loose leaf paper and I just started writing. And God directed me, he took my hand. So you're gonna do this, gonna do this. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know a name. And he's like, Oliver's first day. Okay, God, I guess you got this plan. You know you could do this. I don't need to be here when you do this. And God said, you don't get it. I don't need you to leave money for your sons. I don't need you to leave a house, houses and cars and all. Yeah, I don't need you to leave that. I need you to leave two things: your last name and what it stands for. And the second thing, a legacy. So
Woo.
when your kids, when they speak on your dad, when someone says, Aiden, I knew your dad. I knew what he left videos that would outlast him. That you know something? My dad wrote a book, multiple books. My dad spoke to people to help them. And my dad, wanted to change the way people think about their self, the legacy. And I said, okay, God, I got it. As much as I just want to watch some TV, just saying, got the DVR. And God said, it's time to go to work.
Wow. Show the people your book. Oh,
Oliver's
wow. Is
Oliver's first day.
that your son's
And
name?
Huh?
That's your son's name?
Yeah, no, my son's name is Jaden. Yep. So I created this book. Okay. I created this book because his first day of school is he's detaching himself from mommy and daddy. And now he's going into his own world and it's scary. And there's a lot of things that we do that we get to that point and now we really got to press the start button and it's scary. Just like you, it was scary for you. It was scary for me to get in front of people and get in front of a camera with nobody. It's
Mm-hmm.
scary. But Oliver shows us that you know something. If you take your first step, it ain't as bad as you think it is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is not just this book is designed for preschoolers. This is, but this is for all ages. And this is Oliver showing us if you take your first step, the second step is easy. The third is even way easier.
Right.
Once you get to your 12th, 13th step, you're gonna look back at your first step and you're gonna say, you know what? That was all fair. False evidence appearing real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nowhere near where I used to be. I'm nowhere. And so Oliver, I created Oliver in a content where when you look at your life and you think about the stuff that you haven't did, and you say, well, if they could do it, I could do it. It's scary. Am I gonna get support? Am I gonna get likes? Am I gonna get comments? Maybe not. But I should do it because if I don't do it, I'm gonna have to answer to God, and God's gonna say, I brought you to it. I
Yep.
prepared you for it. Why
Mm-hmm.
didn't you use the gifts I gave you? And let's oh, I know people gonna hate it, and it's gonna say, because I was scared. I never gave you the fear. I never gave you that feeling. I never gave you that sense of fear. You created that. And
Mm.
so you rather not do something that I told you should do. So I'm not Dr. Seuss. This is Lemar Wilson. I'm not Dr. Seuss,
Come on. Come
right?
on.
But
Yes.
you know something? I am Dr. Seuss to my sisters and my brothers and my community
Yeah.
that they said, oh, my brother's an author. Oh, how's your brother? Oh, he just wrote a book.
Yeah.
My mom wrote 4 books before she passed away. They never saw the light of day. Never saw the light of day. Now my family could go down in history saying, "Oh, there's an author." You know, Miss Shirley had 4 sons, and out those 4 sons, one of her sons went and got his GED and got not just one college degree, 2 college degrees. One son went and got married and had children by one woman. One of her sons, and no disrespect to my brothers, I love you. I don't hurt me. Okay, but one of her sons actually said, "I'm going to I'm going to break the generational curse from what his father went through, what I went through." So when you say Lamar Wilson, you say that guy right there, that's the guy that made me want to change my life. That's the guy that made me want to go get my GED. That's the guy that made me want to say, you know what? I don't have a good relationship with my parents or my children or my spouse, whoever. But seeing what he do and knowing, you know, son, I'm over here sitting in the club and I'm buying bottles and drinking and partying. I could be doing the same thing on a Friday night with my children,
Yeah.
and I'm hanging out with them, and that's my Friday night. That's my Friday night. When you walk in my house and someone says, "Oh my God, you wrote a book?" Yep, that's my dad book. Yep, and that's the feeling. That's the feeling that I'm like, "Oh God, you wanted me to feel like that? I got you."
I love it. Where can people purchase your book?
It's on my website, www.iamlamarwilson.com. It's gonna be out May 3rd. I'm so excited for this book. Um, it's definitely something that I'm not gonna tear up. I'm go to the next question.
Are you gonna put it on Amazon too?
Yeah. It's gonna be on Amazon. I am working with Target and Barnes and Nobles right now to get to actually get the approval for that for those two. So I'm just letting God just. He says, "Let me in, let me do it." Okay, God.
I know
So
that's right. We're gonna have to definitely bring when you get to look. I'm gonna have to definitely bring you back for a part two. You come
oh
at
yeah,
part two, you're gonna be like, "Well, trust you know, today's price ain't yesterday's price." I'm like,
no,
man,
you good. No, you good. You good. No, you good. Trust me.
oh
Trust
my
me. I'm as long as I got free time, you got my time. I am good. Trust me. I'm saying it now. Hold me accountable. Trust me.
y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here. But I like that. And now going back from the beginning of this conversation, it makes sense now when you said I'm on your website. And it says you help people uplift their mind before they uplift their phone.
Yes. Yes. I want you to get the thinking, not go into the social media and this person said this in the subliminals and oh something is in your face and something happening and you rather videotape it. No, that's not how we do it. We gotta help each other. We
Yeah,
can't just go, let me go find a subliminal meme. No.
come
We
on.
we gotta change the way we think. I want you to get to thinking. Don't sit there and say, oh, he said something deep. He says, no, I don't know. I want you to get to thinking. How can this take this information and how can I apply it to my life? So
Right.
when I say uplift your mind before you uplift your phone, it's because I want you to think. God wants us to think. He gave us a brain to think. Is this the right decision? I'm at a 10 in this conversation. I need to be at a 2 so I could be heard. And they could listen to me and what I'm saying is being respected and not being on a defensive side. So think. Don't go to your phone and say, "Oh, this meme is good, so I'm gonna put it out." No.
Yeah. Yeah. People do that. They put subliminal messages, little petty messages, and a lot of times
Hmm.
that the person you really want to see it ain't even seeing it. I can relate to that because I remember when I used to be heavy on the Facebook. I don't do Facebook as much because the Facebook crew is the people that know you, the nosy people, and you be like, "I'ma do me in
Yep.
2023," and it's like,
Yep.
who you trying to get the message to?
Oh, that's another episode.
That's why I stay over here in my lane, my TikTok
Yeah.
world, my Instagram
Yep.
world, because it's a different. I always say you get supported by strangers first, in my
Yep.
opinion, uh,
Yep.
because people will want to box you in where they met you. I
Yep.
remember you when you were in the club. I remember you back then, and
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I had someone tell me you wasn't like this in middle school. Middle school. Middle school. I don't even know what year I was in middle school. Middle school. What?
oh gosh, yes. Don't ever let nobody define you where they met you.
Yeah, exactly.
Growth is a daily thing. I say that I need to put that on the shirt. Growth is a
Yep.
daily thing because it is. It is. But man, I listen. I definitely appreciate you coming through and really truly impacted, motivate. But I always ask every guest before we head out in 60 seconds or less. Tell me what does convicted to grow mean to you?
To me, it means knowing, the person inside you is telling you, do this, when you already had it in your mind. I want to say, if you could talk yourself into something and then you talk yourself out of it, go back and talk yourself into it because the growth, the conviction is where you talk yourself into it. And
Mm,
you got this. And you matter. Don't ever think you don't when you do. And the other person is saying you do. So don't listen to the other person that's saying you don't, because they don't count. The person that do.
yes, yes. Besides the book coming up, the book release, anything else that people should know about Lamar coming up for
Yes,
2024?
yes. Oh, I have a mental health workbook coming out July 27th on my birthday. It is a mental health book that's going to help you throughout the year. I didn't want to create a book that you could just read one time or it's something for a month and you go about your life. I'm going to walk with you month after month after month. That's included with the holidays, because if you're dealing with situations around holidays, I'm going to create a full year of guidance to help you, to help me, and still helping me actually maintain a better life with ourselves,
Wow.
with God, and anybody else around us.
Man, listen, that the mental health is important. Um, is so important. And a lot of people suffer in silence. I think what you're doing is going to help impact and change people's lives. I ain't gonna say I think. Let me retract that. I know it's going to change people's lives, and because we all go through had our moments, whether it's anxiety, depression, grieving, sadness, and we all have experienced grief. Some people, deal with it differently. And grief is not always just losing a loved one. You can lose your job and grieve. You can lose your house. You can lose a lot of things in life and grieve from that, and can be on a spiral of just these emotions and not knowing how to talk about it and don't feel comfortable going to a therapist. So to have something where you're saying, hey, I'm gonna release this, put it out there. I appreciate you accepting a calling over your life. I appreciate you being obedient when God is using you and moving you. Because again, like I said, your purpose is bigger than your zip code. And I love the fact, and I said this before when I'm coaching clients, you got to put a date on it. You got to put
Yep,
a date on it. Right now, y'all, he pregnant. He's
yep,
pregnant, y'all. I mean, and I say
yep.
pregnant, I'm saying he's pregnant. He's doing what you call developing, researching, writing, meditating, like he's prepping. Because guess what, y'all? His due date is July
Oh yeah.
27th. You
Oh,
gotta birth that thing. You gotta birth
yep.
that thing. Listen, I was pregnant for way too long with this podcast, but I allowed my I was hesitating, procrastinating, agitating, like everything that I was doing. And I had to, like, I felt like, God tapped me on the shoulder and said, I need you to be convicted to growing. Okay, God, I heard you loud and clear. And so I love the fact that you put a date on it. And that's what we need to do. That's what holds yourself accountable, especially if you don't have a coach. Put a
Right,
date on it and put it out there in the universe. Because you could have easily just said, oh, I got a book coming out this year.
right.
No, you said I got a book coming out on my birthday, July the 27th. And I can't wait to support it. Please make sure you bring it through. I'll post it on
Yes,
my channels and really truly want to support, because
yes.
that's all it is all about. It's collaboration over competition.
There you go.
And you want to be successful in life, collaborate with other people, because that's important. That is so,
Yep.
so, so important. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. The best is yet to come. I'm glad we have connected. And y'all, once again, please make sure y'all go follow him. I tell every guest, listen, if you go follow him, don't just follow him. Go to one of his posts or reels. Go in and put hashtag convicted to grow under one of his posts. That way I know you came from the podcast. If you do that, okay, I will have a special gift for you if you go into one of his posts and do hashtag convicted to grow. We may do a draw, may do a live one night, and to give back. So please do that. Again, remember,
Thank
y'all,
you.
growth is a daily thing. Every day you strive to be the best version of yourself. And whenever you feel down and out, and whenever you feel like you've messed up, you pick yourself back up, you dust your shoulders off, and you keep going, you keep striving, you keep thriving. Because know this season is your winning season, but you got to believe that. With that being said, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you go rate the show out there on all major streaming platforms. And again, I love you guys. Take care. And until next time.